Now, have you ever wondered how security firms keep track of hundreds of people on dozens of security cameras all at the same time? Obviously, it can be a daunting task, but there is an entirely new security camera system that can keep an eye on multiple screens at the same time, continually hunting for suspicious behavior. But as you're about to discover, that is not all it can do. In today's security-conscious world, cameras are everywhere, but who's watching them? Studies have shown that a person watching more than one monitor for just a few minutes misses out a lot of the action. Companies are harnessing computer power to help sort out all the data. In Sydney, Australia, a company called Iomniscient is at the leading edge.
What we provide is an intelligence system that will tell the operator when an event happens. For instance, if somebody falls on camera 65 or somebody leaves a bag unattended on camera 250, it'll bring the operator's attention to that particular camera so he knows where to look.
But in order to make that call, the system needs to understand what's happening in its environment. It could do that by comparing what it sees to a template until it finds a match, but that's tricky and time-consuming. Instead, the Iomniscient system uses algorithms to graph every pixel in the shot, and then it makes deductions using artificial intelligence.
The alternative is to look at a dog and to say it has a wagging tail, it's got floppy ears, it's got a tongue sticking out, it pants, it smells, therefore it must be a dog. And that's how humans would recognize a dog. You would recognize a dog even if you just saw the tail.
They also apply what they call non-motion detection to a whole range of applications. Instead of picking out what's moving that shouldn't be, the system sees what doesn't move that should. It can tell the difference between a car that's allowed to stop in a certain spot and one that isn't. If that car stays put for longer than the allowed time, it gets noticed, and a colored bounding box appears around the offending vehicle. But though the computer can identify people and things, it can't do everything.
You always need a human being to make the final judgment on whether a situation is serious or not. But rather than having the human being do something that he's not capable of, which is to stay awake and try and watch 10,000 cameras, you use him to make judgments. So you give him information on the 2 or 3 situations where there is an event happening, and he can then look at it, he can study it.
Not only can the system pick out the car that's stopped in the prohibited area, it can zoom digitally into the license plate to identify it, while still recording what else is going on in that scene. The system can be set to go off if a person slips and falls. It can count the number of people waiting for a train to help with traffic control. It can even spot a bag left unattended for an unusual length of time, even if that bag is the same color as its background. In art galleries, most thefts happen in broad daylight. In this video, a crime is being committed. The system sounds an alarm as soon as it detects that the room's contents have changed. It's in use at the Art Gallery of Ontario. Here, Iomniscient systems are part of a suite of security applications. There are other alarms and monitors and guards in the galleries themselves. But Iomniscient has several advantages.
You can use one camera to cover multiple assets, so you don't have to wire each asset individually, so that makes it cost effective. 2, it is able to filter out non-essential information. So if you've got a busy, crowded scene and people are in front of a work, it has the ability to ignore that and only alarm if one of the pictures move. And the third thing is it's easy to deploy. You don't have to worry about concrete walls and running wires through them.
In fact, you don't even need the monitor. You can be anywhere in the world and still be alerted to a problem.
Traditionally, people have had large control rooms where somebody has to sit and watch hundreds of cameras. The alternative, which we've developed, is for the system to operate on a wireless embedded PDA. The operator can, in fact, carry around a little device like this in his pocket, and he can be anywhere, and he can see what's happening on any camera.
In the future, more and more of our lives will take place under the watchful eye of security cameras. It is a double-edged sword, trading a loss of privacy for greater security. But with systems like Iomniscient's, at least the watchers will have some help determining which things are worth paying attention to and which are not. Now the science headlines today. Normally when important parts fall off